Hello again. So it's noon. Yeah, so we're going to explain a bit about workshops and sessions and courses and things like that. We do have quite a few practitioners who are part of the group, groups plural, and they have a multitude of different things that they do. So you'll see us sharing out sometimes the things that they're doing in localities, so geographical locations. And we have a widespread amount of people across different parts of the world who, put up different things. But we also run some things online as well, and we usually do it through Telegram, sometimes through Zoom. We're trying to find different ways of doing it because not everybody's comfortable going on Zoom for various different reasons, and we can totally understand that. But trying to find a medium that's happy for everybody is difficult. So how does that work? Well, some of the, a lot of the scripts that I do and things like that, they're, a lot of them are free. You don't expect anything in return. If you want to give equity, we don't deal in prices and charges and fees and things like that. We deal in equity. So if you want to give equity, there's usually a link that will suit you, and you can give whatever equity you think. But it's not absolutely necessary. And I try and keep as much free as I can. However, what has to be borne in mind is that all the practitioners who are on here, in all the different forms, whatever modalities they do, they've still got to put bread and butter on their table. So whenever we run a workshop, we usually try and keep it as cheap as we possibly can, but we do actually request equity for it. And, the equity is then made. And like I said, we try and keep it as low as we can. And then, you take part in the workshop. On the courses side of things, that's going to be up and coming as it goes along. And they're going to be a little bit more equity. And the reason being is because it's someone's knowledge and it's how they're going to put it across for you, how you're going to, you'll probably have live Q&As. It might be webinars. It might be that it's actually a live webinar, so you're taking part in it there and then. It's a lot of work that goes into these. So you have to bear that in mind, plus all the knowledge that somebody's come across. Now, what sort of things what sort of practitioners have we got? Well, from all sorts, from psychics and mediums to somatics to the emotion code, so to TE releases, what we call TE releases. If you see capital T, capital E, it's trapped emotions. And in various different ways as well. And there are a couple of us that are really delving into German new medicine as well at the moment. And some of us look at metaphysical body and how that relates. So if you have an illness or disease or symptomologies of that, how does that actually relate to what has gone on in your life, and then uncovering that. Even the practitioners themselves need help at some point, and most of the practitioners that are on here will offer one-to-one sessions, but there has got to be an equity involved in it. And the reason being is because it takes up our time and our energy and our knowledge, and we're constantly looking at, how to help you. But here's the thing, you're the one that has to do the work. It's not like going to, say, a doctor or a nurse and then giving you a tablet and go away and it's all sorted. This is about you figuring out your own body, your own way of thinking. And your thinking may have served you really, really well up until now, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore. And you have to transform that. So what the practitioners do is we give you signposts to say, go and have a look at this. Maybe try this. And it's always an invitation and suggestion. It's always up to you. You can choose not to do it. I have it with mine. When people come to me, and I don't work with them, I walk with them for however long they need. And usually they only need one session. And, then they're often flying. You might get, a phone call 12 months down the line, 8 years down the line. I've had one as well. I know I've gone wrong somewhere, but I don't know where I've gone wrong. 20 minutes, they're up and flying again and off they go. But the work has got to be done by you. Okay. So similarly, if you look at something like somatics, which is Sarah on the group, and you can't do somatics for someone else. You have got to do it for yourself. So we've very quickly realized as a group that when it comes to our well-being, whether it be on health, whether it be on the way we think, the way we feel, what we've been through, the challenges that we've faced in life, all sorts of different things, it really does come down to us and how we're going to walk ourselves and create a navigable path through these things. So I am going to be doing some little videos just to explain to you, so that you come to it in any session that you go into, you've already got a basic foundation there. And those will be free. so that we can then just, we want to springboard things. We want things to go a lot faster. So if you're doing the work, and we know we know that you've got work to go to, we know that you've got to pick kids up from school and take them to judo or whatever it might be, look after granny, all these different things are all there, clawing at your time and your energy. And we know that. But you also have to make kind of like a promise to yourself that you want to be well. And to do that, you're willing to take on these things and do these different things, try them, find out what works for you, find out what doesn't work for you. It is literally an adventure. And that adventure is magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And we find out so many different things as we go along. And every single member and every single subscriber has a different way of looking at the world, a different way of looking at their world. It's a subjective thing. So whenever we are dealing with that, we're never going to take it as this is how I see it. It's always, here's the possibilities. And those possibilities and potentials are entirely up to you what you take and what you don't take. So it's always down to you. It's in your hands. And every practitioner that's on there works from that basis. And we've been very, very careful about that all the way along. There isn't a single practitioner that sits there and says, you must do this. We never expect you to do anything. It's entirely up to you. We will, if you come back to any of us for a second session and say, oh, I'm still suffering from X, Y, Z. And we say, well, have you tried whatever it was that we suggested? And you say, well, no, you've got to do the work. If you haven't done the work, there's not a lot we can do to help. All we can do is signpost you in different directions. So it's entirely up to you how you do that. So I hope that you will join us for some of the workshops and some of the sessions. We do on occasion have campfires. We call them campfires because that's where we have, we have it open and we have as many people as want to come in can come in. It does get a little bit full of information, lots of discussion that's going on. It's a good laugh. We're also planning this year to have physical campfires in different countries so that we, those of us who can meet up in that way, because there's something about physically meeting one another that is different. There's nothing better than getting a hug from someone that you respect and someone that you actually love, because you might not love everything about them, but there are certainly big parts of them that you do, and you sit there and you go, yeah, I really click with you. And physically having that hug with them, it makes a massive difference. So that's one of the things that we're planning this year, is to have physical campfires, which we've been talking about for 3 years now. And we're finally kind of getting into to doing that, and they'll be in different locations. It is all down to you. If you can make it, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. But we will have different campfires, and we're also going to be doing live Q&As on the different broadcast channels with different topics and subjects. So, and they will be pop-up ones. So just keep an eye on. So if you're interested in Faeries or you're interested in shadow work, just become a subscriber onto that Telegram channel, the broadcast channel, and then you'll see that we usually give about a week's notice that we're going to be doing a live Q&A. Yeah, so you can come in and you can ask any question on that topic whatsoever, and we'll hopefully try and answer it for you, or at least give you different answers that you can then choose which thing you feel fits for you. It's always about what resonates for you. And if something feels dissonant, leave it to one side. It might be that, in 5 years' time, a year's time even, you sit there and you go, actually, what somebody said about that, and I totally dismissed it, that actually now rings true. And that's fine, because we are all changing and growing and transforming as we go along. Not just the members and the subscribers, the practitioners themselves are doing that as well at the moment. We don't sit on pedestals as holier than thou saints and all that sort of thing. We're just like you. We are just like you. We just have a little bit more knowing, and we couple that up with a lot of different things. So hopefully you'll join us on, at least some of the workshops, some of the sessions, go and look at the YouTube channel. There are some things that are unlisted there which you won't have access to, but if you do take part in one of the courses, you will then gain access to them for life, and that comes along with the coursework as well. So there's a lot. There is an awful lot there, and yeah, just enjoy it. And it's part of it is about enjoying your life, because it's your life and you've created it. So why shouldn't you enjoy it? So I hope that helps, and I'll speak to you soon.